Horror games I can easily survive. Since you guys showed so much support on the last one, you know I had to run it back. So here are some more horror games that I can 100% easily solo by myself. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is an asymmetrical horror game, sort of like DBD. Of course, based on the iconic movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre, released in 1974. The game features 8 victims attempting to escape the family, who happen to be cannibals, and if they're caught, they will probably be eaten or killed. Now, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is similar to DBD. It's an asymmetrical game where you're running away from the killers, trying to find batteries and parts to escape. But you have to think about how they got into the situation itself. The only reason they all got picked up by the cannibalistic family was because they were driving down the road in Texas, saw a hitchhiker, and tried to be the nice person. Me, I'm not doing that. I am completely sorry. I will call someone for you, but there is no humanly possible way I'm pulling over, letting somebody get in my car who I don't know, and then bringing them home. I've watched way too many horror movies and listened to way too many horror stories to ever pick up a hitchhiker. Now, the whole reason these people even got intertwined with the cannibalistic family was because they were trying to be nice. And you know what they say, nice people usually finish last. Especially when it comes to horror movies. Real life, obviously being the better person and doing stuff for people is great, but most of the time you're also not dealing with a cannibalistic family. Now, as I said, when it comes to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, you don't want to be anywhere near me, because if you make some noise, you're cooked. I'm gonna fodder you off, find the batteries, and escape. Jumping fences, running through here, running through there. And you know me, I don't run. Outlast. Outlast is a first-person horror game where you play as an investigative journalist named Miles. And somehow the story you're doing has to do with a psych ward, which is taking place in Colorado, which has recently become overrun by homicidal patients. Now, let me get this right. You're an investigative journalist, right? You're doing this for free. I'm pretty sure investigative journalism doesn't really make you any money unless you're signed somewhere, and I'm telling you, no one is paying Miles to do this. Also, in one of the first cutscenes, you pull up and no one is there. You then walk your way inside and see a ton of bodies of armed guards. In what way, shape, or form does that make sense to you to continue your way through? You're also just holding your little camera while you're walking through. Bro, it's dark, there's bodies, I'm out. There's just nothing that can pay me enough in order to walk through there. On top of that, at any single point, up until, you know, you're in the basement and things like that, you see some crazy things. You see these mutant monsters, you see these really, really homicidal people inside of there, just killing everyone. And they're trying to kill you. And for some reason, you continue to make your way through to get as much information as possible. Like I just stated, there is no humanly possible way Chris is doing anything like that. As soon as I pulled up and no one was there, I would have turned my car around and went home. Investigative journalism, cool, do your thing, that's awesome. But as soon as you pulled up, you saw a ton of bodies and you said, you know what? This looks like a great idea. I think I could get a great story. Yeah, you're a goof. I'm surviving 100% because I'm not going. Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is an asymmetrical horror game similar to Dead by Daylight, based on, of course, the Friday the 13th franchise, and very similar to the newly released Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, when this game dropped, it was a ton of fun, because you can not only beat the shit out of Jason whenever you want. If you and your 3 teammates decide to team up on Jason, Buddy is getting packed up. Obviously, you're not going to kill him, but you're going to stun him enough to run away. Now, the other thing I never understood about games like this is you can escape very easily. All you got to do is pull up your little map, figure out where you got to go. Most of the time, you don't need batteries or car batteries or gasoline or anything. You can just run. In the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, you're kind of enclosed into a place. In the Friday the 13th game, you are based at Camp Crystal Lake. And as soon as you spawn in, you can pull up the map and see where you have to escape. I'm not worried about my teammates. I'm not worried about this. I'm not worried about that. I am just going to jog my way into the woods as far as I can. And if not, I'm jumping into water. My boy is scared of water. I'm jumping in, I'm swimming. I'm literally going to be swimming in the water because I don't have to worry about Jason getting me. I mean, unless he like throws his machete or something, then I have to worry about it. But 9 times out of 10, when you're playing this game, you can easily pull up the map, see where you're going to escape, where that massive escape route is, leave all of your teammates to try and find all the parts or whatever, and you just run the other way. And you will survive that game extremely easily. The Mortuary Assistant. The Mortuary Assistant is set in 1998 in a small town in Connecticut. You, as the player, control a newly hired assistant at a haunted mortuary. There is no humanly possible way I am doing any job having to do with bodies. The mortuary, and from what I understand, like a mortuary assistant, that mortuary person is the one that cuts open the bodies, debalms them, and all of this other crazy stuff. Who is taking that job? Who is doing that job willingly? Like, you know what, man? My day isn't that bad. You know, let me just go work on some bodies. Absolutely not. I get it. People have morbid curiosities. I completely understand that. But when you tell people you work on dead bodies all day, yeah, I'm gonna walk the opposite way from you because I am terrified of you. On top of that, you're taking a job at a haunted mortuary. So everybody that's dead in there is haunting the land. It's haunting inside. And from the hours that I've put into playing that game, there's multiple times where you're working on someone and all of a sudden they just sit up. That is not normal. That is not a normal thing to happen to a dead body. Yeah, some jolts, yeah, some this, yeah, some that. The easiest way to survive survive this game is to just not take an absolute sick job. Obviously, no offense to people who actually do this job because it does take a ton of skill and it's definitely not something that's easy, but surviving this game would be 10 times easier because you just don't take the job. Genuinely and honestly, it is that easy. But hopefully you guys did go and enjoy today's video, and if you did, don't forget to smack a like on it. That'd be greatly appreciated. Comment down below what else you guys want to see on the channel. As I said, all of the recent support has been absolutely insane, so thank you guys so much. If you guys would like a part 3, let me know down in the comment section below. But with all of that being said, my name is Chris, and of course, I will catch you guys in the next one.